Here, mic check. 1, 2, 3. Old Smoky. All right, East Texas, it's that time of morning again. Welcome to another morning weather update. I'm CBS19 Meteorologist Joel Robinson, here streaming live on our CBS19 Plus streaming app, as well as YouTube and Facebook. So thanks so much for joining me this morning. We got a ton of things going on. We have the heat and the wildfire smoke. I guess only 2 things going on today, but we're going to break it all down. We're going to be breaking down your 7-day forecast. So let's get started right here. Starting with the wildfire smoke, let's take you on over here. This is within the next 24 hours. We have a little bit of a light haze over East Texas, and it does look like it will be moving out of the area as we head into tomorrow. So that's some really, really good news. The air quality is not perfect. It's certainly not the worst. It's not unhealthy for sensitive groups, but it is in the moderate category, which is enough to cause a little bit of a difference in the air quality out there. Not exactly good, but not exactly too terrible out there. It definitely could be worse. But we do have a little bit of a light haze just above us from those wildfire smoke, or wildfires, I should say, in the western half of the United States. And it looks like that the upper level winds will continue to carry that away from East Texas. So that's some really good news there. On the other hand, we are also dealing with a little bit of heat. Welcome to summer, everybody. We're in the dog days of summer. So that means our average high for this time of year is 96 degrees. And we look to be around that, but you couple that with the humidity, we are going to be a little bit hotter, or at least feeling like a little bit hotter in some spots here. We do have a heat advisory in effect for some of our northwestern counties. That's going to be for feels like temperatures at least 105 degrees or higher for at least 3 hours. Now, even if we're not in the heat advisory, even if most of us are not in the heat advisory, we still can feel like the triple digits between 100 and 105, maybe even a little bit higher in some locations. It's just not quite reaching that heat advisory criteria, but still a very hot summery day here across East Texas. Let's time out the next 12 hours, shall we? So we'll be about 91 degrees as we head into 11 a.m., 93 by noon, 95 by 1, and then we just keep climbing just a little bit by bit from there. I think we'll be up to about 96, maybe 97 in some spots. Definitely going to be a hot one out there, and then we'll be dropping back down as we approach sundown. We'll be in the upper 80s by 8 and 9 and all the way through the rest of the evening, and we'll bottom out somewhere in the low to mid 70s. It's going to be around an average kind of day as we head into today and into tonight as well. Now that heat dome's still lingering off to our west, and it's starting to spread a little bit more over East Texas, so we'll be even hotter tomorrow. I think tomorrow is going to be the hottest day in our forecast, luckily, and then we go back to 96 degrees, and we look to pretty much stay there as this heat dome actually moves off to the east. So it'll be centered over probably around Tennessee, that area, at least the eastern half of the country. So I think we'll definitely get a heat wave in that area. Still going to be feeling pretty hot, still going to be feeling average. And again, the average is 96 degrees, so it's already pretty hot. But this heat dome will be making a break to the east, so we'll be back to around average, maybe a little bit above average in some of the eastern half of the country. So that's kind of what we can expect for next week. And now, alongside that, not only will we be cooling down to average, but we will also see as the sea breeze from the Gulf starts to ramp up a little bit, and that introduces a chance of rain starting on Sunday. Only about a 20% chance. We're not really looking at too big of a deal here. It's really just a couple of isolated pop-up showers, but it's a little bit of activity nonetheless. couple of isolated pop-up showers, and it's mainly going to be focused over deep East Texas. Here's what rainfall looks like over the next 7 days. Not impressive whatsoever. These light green colors are between a trace to a tenth of an inch. That's definitely not a lot, and most of us are not even getting in on any of that at all. But as you can see, most of the colors are just focused along deep East Texas. That's where that, you get a little bit closer to the sea breeze. That's where you're going to kind of find some of those, or most of those rain showers that actually end up developing starting Sunday, lasting through the week. But can't rule out maybe a couple of showers here just north of the I-20 corridor, but it's going to be very, very light and very hardly noticeable. So most of us are going to be pretty dry. It's not that big of a deal, but it's a little bit of activity nonetheless. Now for tonight, again, hovering just around the 73 to 75 degree mark. I think we'll probably bottom out somewhere around 74 to 75. 76 might be a little bit high, but it's going to be feeling like the low to mid 70s nonetheless. We'll have mostly clear skies overhead, still hanging on to that humidity, of course. Here's your 7-day forecast here. 75 for the low tonight. Again, 96 or 98 for tomorrow. 96 today, up to 98 for tomorrow. This is where the heat dome gets at its closest, basically. So that's why it's at 98 degrees for tomorrow. We're expecting things to heat up just a little bit more. And on top of that, we blow away the wildfire smoke, so that just allows for full sun. And you mix that with the area of high pressure in our upper levels, it's just basically pushing down hot compressed air. I think tomorrow could definitely flirt with the 98, 99 degree mark for the afternoon. Still remaining partly cloudy though. We'll see if we actually get there because of the clouds as well. That is a little bit of a factor, but either way, no matter how you label it, 96, 97, 98, whatever you want to call it, definitely going to be a hot day as we head into tomorrow. And then we're back down to 96. And our average for this time of year is 96 degrees, so we do look to be around average. These numbers may have to be tweaked a little bit just because we do have a little bit of rain in the forecast. It's like we were saying earlier, like I was saying earlier, it's not really going to be amounting to much, but certainly going to be, increased cloud cover across the area, and that will have a little bit of an influence on the temperature, but we are going to be around average for this time of year as we move into next week. So definitely going to be right on par, and it's going to be right just on schedule for this time of year. So 96, maybe down to 95 in some spots, but either way, even if we don't see rain in a lot of areas, definitely some increased cloud cover that will increase or influence the temperatures a little bit. So that's kind of what we can expect there. On our CBS19 live radar, nice and quiet for us across the area. Clear skies overhead. I think we'll start to see a little bit in the way of cloud cover as we head further into the day. But as of right now, live look at Tyler. Just a gorgeous day, right? Man, you can see a little bit of haze out there. That could be a little bit of upper level clouds as well, but I think most of it is a little bit of haze. Most of it is blowing off to the north, so we don't have to worry about anything. Air quality is really not too bad as it is right now, but it's going to get even better as we move into the next 24 hours as that wildfire smoke blows north. So that's some really good news there. Temperatures now in the upper 80s, some of us crossing the low 90s. We got 92 for Henderson, 86 for Longview, 85 for Tyler, 86 for Jacksonville, and down to 82 in Center. So it's definitely going to be warming up. Some of the warmer temperatures off to our west. That's where those heat advisories are. The feels like temperatures there, again, feeling like 105 plus. And we look to continue to increase that, especially into tomorrow as that center piece of the heat dome moves closer. That's basically the origin of these hot temperatures. As it continues to move closer, we'll be a little bit hotter tomorrow, and then we'll be right on par for this time of year as we head into next week. And I think the eastern half of the country certainly could have a heat wave as we head into next week. And basically, when I say heat wave, a heat wave is basically above average temperatures or unusually hot weather for at least 3 days. And that's basically the definition of a heat wave. And I think that'll definitely be the case as we head into next week when that ridge moves to the east, and at least for the eastern half of the country, could definitely see some heat advisories, some excessive heat warnings, or excuse me, extreme heat warnings. It used to be called excessive heat warnings, but now it is called extreme heat warnings. But as of right now, the location of this heat dome off to the west, this is hot compressed air going to the surface, and when it goes to the surface, it doesn't have anywhere to go but out, right? So basically what's happening is this air is sinking and it's also expanding to the east as well. So that's why we're also seeing some hotter temperatures, and the temperatures have been increasing day by day, is because it basically is expanding at the surface, but it's also going to be moving to the east. And again, we'll probably see some heat advisories and extreme heat warnings to the east as we head into next week. But for us, still going to be on par for this time of year at 96 degrees. It's going to be a very summery and seasonable week next week. So that's basically what we're tracking. Very, very low end rain chances. The wildfire smoke making an exit as we head into basically tomorrow, maybe even later parts of tonight. So we should be in good shape. If you have any outdoor plans, it's going to be in really good shape. And if you want to get out and enjoy the pool, enjoy some outdoor activities, definitely a really, really good week to enjoy that. Just, of course, make sure you are staying cool and staying hydrated. All right, well, if you have any questions on the forecast, I will be happy to answer them. But otherwise, we'll have some updated information for you on the news show, so hope to see you there. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching.